Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. I am Cher. If you had to pick only one product in every beauty category, could you do it? That is what I'm going to attempt to do today. So I have been wanting to do this video for a while where I kind of picked my favorite, absolute top favorite item in each category, see if I could do it and just kind of run through my list of my absolute top favorite holy grails. I'm not allowed to pick anything that's a tie. And so anyway, I've been wanting to do a fun little video like that, but I thought, you know what, we're going to do this now because we're going to do it in conjunction with the Sephora sale. So I did just share with you guys another Sephora recommendations video where I was sharing my picks, but they were more of my new release picks because I'm planning to focus on this sale on a lot of the new releases. So I was kind of sharing those. However, I didn't really get to share with you guys my holy grails, more of the things that, I use all the time and love and that are beloved products. And I was explaining how I think some of those are a little better for the Ulta sale, but there's still things you might want to pick up on the Sephora sale. So that is going to kind of be part of the purpose of this video too, is to share with you guys my holy grail recommendations and at the same time trying to pick one item in each category. Let's see if I can do it. So if that sounds fun to you and you want to hear some favorites to get some more ideas for the Sephora sale, then stick around and let's hop right on it. All right, guys. So keep in mind, I'm going to put timestamps in the caption. Because we're going to kind of go through categories here again, a little bit like I did last time. And we're going to go down the list. And it might be tough a couple times because I have a lot of favorites, so it might be hard to pick just one on certain things. We're going to start with skincare again. I'm going to just kind of go in the order of how I would do things, both in skincare and makeup. So in skincare, I would probably start with cleansers or makeup removers. Let's talk makeup removers first. There's a lot of different types of makeup removers. You've got your more, you have a straight up like makeup remover like this, which this is a good one. I love this this is my favorite drugstore one, but we're not going to go in that category. I'm going to have to pick one overall makeup remover. But then you've got things like balms, you've even got scrubbing cleansers. I don't know. You've got wipes. So I'm just going to pick, though, my favorite of the category of makeup removers and not break it down into all of those. So my favorite makeup remover so far that I've tried, I know that there's more out there that I haven't. I thought I had a favorite before, but now that I've tried this one, it is definitely my favorite. All right, and this is the winner, LMS Pro Collagen Rose Cleansing Balm. Now I will tell you, I have not tried the other cleansing balms by LMS. I've only done the rose. So I'm not choosing like the rose over the other two or anything. Just letting you know, it's just the only one of the makeup balms I've tried and I absolutely love it. So it really removes the makeup so easily. It just melts it away. No tugging on the eyes at all to get it off. No burning sensations in the eyes, nothing. I mean, I can put it on heavy, heavy makeup, crazy wings and black eyeshadow, and I'm still not like crying afterwards like you do from some makeup balms, if you've ever noticed that. It's amazing, amazing stuff. Highly worth the money. Next category, I guess we'll start with regular cleansers then. Gosh, what would my favorite regular cleanser be? All right, so when it comes to cleansers, I'm not that picky, to be honest with you. I'm like, I tend to like, I used to think I loved foaming cleansers, but foaming are actually not as good for dry skin. And so I've been recently saying, okay, I need to stay away from it, even though like I love something about a foaming one. So I guess like a nice gel, really fresh one. I think I'm going to have to pick my Tula. I really love Tula also. This is the Cult Classic Purifying Face Cleanser. It's got probiotics and superfoods in it as well. It's just it just feels so soft and like clean. Now it does have turmeric in it, which I don't think I realized before, but I think it's very like purifying. It's a purifying agent. But yeah, I mean, I've just always loved the Tula Cult Classic. So I think I'm going to pick that one. I was between that and the Tatcha Rice Water Cleanser, Love the rice water cleanser. The only thing about that rice water is that sometimes it's not always as great for my dry skin either, but I really think like I can kind of use it in the summer months a little bit. All right, let's move on to exfoliants. I will say that in general, I'm not a big physical exfoliant person. I prefer chemical exfoliants, but my favorite chemical is not on the Sephora sale. I actually have a couple of favorite exfoliants, but they are not at Sephora. There are other brands that are not carried there. So I'm going down to like the third favorite on the list again. So what is at Sephora is Drunk Elephant. This is the TLC Sukari Baby Facial. It's more of a exfoliant mask. And I've just been building back in exfoliants into my routine, but I figured I'm going to count this as my exfoliant. And so I really like Drunk Elephant. So if I had to pick one that's the top of the list at Sephora, this would probably be it. Then when we talk about serums, so serums are hard because there's so many different types of serums out there. They're targeting all different things. You've got treatments and serums. You know, it's hard because I have favorites that are like treatments. I have a lot of different serums, but they all, again, they're for different uses. You know what I mean? So it's not like all one big serum. But from Sephora, I would actually have to say, and I have a whole video where I tested it out for you guys. You can check that out if you want to see it. And I don't have any on me. The one that's similar is the Lancome Genifique, but it was the Lancome Clarifique, I think it was, but it was the brightening solution. And I just saw a difference in what it did to my skin because it helped brighten up. You know, it was for like brightening. And so I really did see an overall difference in the skin. I love the feel of them. I love Lancome's you know, packaging and their little syringe. It was very similar to this one, but it was more targeting the brightening and like dark spot, age spots and that kind of thing. I think that's my favorite serum so far that I've tried at Sephora. I'm planning to try more. Okay, then we move on to what else in the skincare category now. Next would be moisturizer, I guess. Yeah, I've already gone through with you guys what my favorite is of moisturizer in the last video, and I talked about it, and that is the Tatcha Dew Cream. I also really love the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, as I said, but I know I did actually have a question. If you had to choose between them, which would you choose? I think the Tatcha I would choose above the Charlotte Tilbury. And here is the little mini version of it. I showed you guys, like I said in the last video. You know, this is just like a little sample that came in Ipsy. That we were lucky enough to get an Ipsy. But yes, definitely my all-time favorite moisturizer. I have a lot of moisturizers I love though, guys. So, I mean, there's a ton out there I could list for you, but it's probably my top one so far. Okay, eye cream. This is going to be a really tough one because I have several, again, that are top ones to me that are not at Sephora. So at Sephora, let me think, what would be my eye cream? I think I'm going to have to go with Kadali. Again, I always butcher the name. This is the Premier Crew little eye creams. And I love that it's very delicate. It's like kind of thin, but firming. So, and I really like that in the eye area. It's just, you know, like delicate. It has that, it's French, obviously. And it reminds me a lot of like L'Occitane, that same like formula almost, that like very delicate, like the French have this certain formula. So if I have to pick from Sephora, that probably would be the top one at Sephora so far that I've tried. I'm just gonna leave it there on skincare for now because I feel like I could keep going through so many different kinds of skincare. It could get so long-winded. I wanted to kind of cover more of the basics, I think. That's a lot of the basics you need, don't you think? All right, so let's move on to makeup. So I'm gonna go in the order of how I would do my makeup. So we're gonna start with brows. And my absolute number one brow product of all time is definitely the Benefit, what's the name of it? It's the Ultra Fine Pencil that has this, you know, the ultra thin tip. and it is just amazing. Now, I usually do, I think it's 3.5 for my brows for the color. I'm not wearing it today because I'm out of it, but it's definitely my favorite of all brow pencil. Now, I don't know if I should tell you guys, I think I could go through like all the different categories too of brows. You know, I could pick a brow wax, a brow gel, a brow laminate, a brow stamp. I think I'm just going to pick like, what is my favorite brow product of all? That one's it. That's the one like I would pick any day over all the rest. I do have some favorite brow waxes, but I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay. Concealer. So that's a hard one. I mean, I'm pretty much a Tarte Shape Tape girl, to be honest with you. Right now I'm using one of the little travel sizes because I had bought a bunch of these in my makeup kit, but they don't work well for doing pro makeup when they're small like this. And so I've just been using the colors and mixing them for myself before I go buy more for me. So I think Tarte Shape Tape is probably, I'm a Tarte Shape Tape girl. I am. I love full coverage. But there's some more that I've been wanting to try, but for right now, like, I think this is my number one, Tarte Shape Tape. Okay, setting powder. So there's a lot of different kinds of setting powders. Should I split it into like translucent versus finishing powder? Because I usually do 2 different powders. Let's do that. So for like a regular setting powder, I'm not going to break it into like tinted versus pressed versus loose though. I'm just going to do like an overall setting powder and then a finishing powder. So my favorite overall setting powder, definitely my Laura Mercier. I've got a few others that are like pretty up there too, but some are like colored powders, you know, color correcting and all that. Some like, do I prefer the brightening ones over my regular ones? I'm just going to go with like regular. So I think just my Laura Mercier is my ride or die. But again, I'm ready to pick up some new ones to try. How do I pick an eyeshadow? Oh my gosh, I can't possibly pick one eyeshadow. All right, let me look at my eyeshadow drawers real quick and see what they sell at Sephora. I mean, how do you pick one? All right, let me go try. Okay. If you've ever watched any of my eyeshadow palette rankings videos that I do monthly, you might be surprised by this because it doesn't always rank like high at the top. And I usually say like, I haven't rated it as highly for doing pro makeup because it doesn't have certain colors that I wanted in my pro makeup kit and all that. But if I had to choose only one eyeshadow palette that they sell at Sephora out of my entire collection that could only be what I use from now on or something, I think I would choose my Natasha Denona I Need a Nude. It's going to probably be Natasha Denona anything, but this one's the most everyday colors. I think the only thing was, you know, it leans a little peachy bronzy. But out of all the Natasha Denonas I own, this one's the most wearable and like the most different, you know, wearable or party looks I can make out of it. You know what I mean? So I love my Xenon palette too though, but because it's only cool toned, I probably wouldn't pick it as my number one. I have picked it as my number one in a lot of my rankings videos though, because I was ranking like what I used that month and where I was at in my mindset then, and it was just my favorite to play with. But if I had to pick an overall favorite that would work for like everything, you know, into the future, like I think it would be this one. I think it would. Odd. Huh. I never would have thought. Anyway, and I do have a full review on this too. If you want to check it out there, I can link it for you. Next, let's talk eyeliner. And there's all different kinds of eyeliners. You've got liquid liners, you've got gel liners, you've got pencils. I am not a pencil girl as much. I mean, I'll use it if I have to, but I honestly, these days, I have been using dark eyeshadow to do my eyeliner for the most part, so it stays fairly natural, not a lot. Today, I actually have on a wing liner though, a little bit more on the top. But I would have to say, I think if I had to choose my favorite actual liner, it would be Lancome also. I love the Lancome Idol. Was gifted to me. Now this one's the dark brown. I prefer the black one though over the dark brown one. The dark brown one barely shows up. The black one is just, it's so precise, so tiny and delicate. So it makes a very tiny little wing. Now, if you're somebody who loves like big, bold wings, this is not gonna be the one for you, but I think it's just so perfect for us ladies in our 40s who we wear fairly like every day, just kind of a sophisticated like everyday look. We want a tiny little wing, but not like too much. It helps you be very precise. It's just the perfect placement. I would say I really like Too Faced as well, but I think I like Lancome's better. And I have a couple friends that hated it, but I think they got a bad one that they tried. So I don't know, but it's my favorite liner. So I'm like, wow. Okay, and then that next would probably be lash primer. Okay, I seem like I'm a Lancome girl here, don't I? I still think that my Lancome Sills Booster XL is my favorite lash primer, and it has been for years. I was gifted this by Lancome too, just like the eyeliner. However, it was my favorite before they gifted it to me. It just coats the lashes. I love that it turns them white, so you really see what all you've covered. And I just feel like they make the most difference in the lashes. Now, mascara. That is a hard one. I have tried so many mascaras. I still think that my MAC Stack mascara is my ultimate favorite. Whoops, they don't sell it at Sephora either. Wow, I'm surprised. I didn't realize they didn't sell it there. Okay, I think my other pick, I don't have any on hand, but I think it would be Tarte Light Camera Action. Lights Camera Action. Loved that mascara too. Just kind of did everything, lengthening and volumizing and just pow. So that might be my next pick. False lashes. My favorite false lash brand so far is Lily Lashes. Love me some Lily Lashes. I do have a code. No, I just have a link for it. I don't think I have a code. If you want some, check out my caption because I have like a list of codes, discounts and all that where you can shop through the link. It does support me and help me out. So my favorite style though, you know, the Miami is the most popular one that everybody does, especially in like bridal makeup. But honestly, I like the Miami Light. They're a little bit lighter than the Miami, not as like full blown, but they're still so glam, so like bougie, luxurious. And I saved these for clients occasionally, but most of my clients are not this full glam. They're kind of, they stick to the Ardell range, 420s. But yeah, I love these for myself too. So still my favorite lash brand. Okay, and primer. It's hard to pick a primer, but y'all are gonna think that I'm like such a Lancome girl here. The Lancome La Base Pro. This stuff feels like a silk pillowcase on your face, and it has become a favorite. I only just recently tried it though, honestly, but I was like, oh my gosh, I thought I had a favorite before. This one has replaced it. So I think this is it. Okay, foundation or base. So, so many different types of foundations. You got tinted moisturizers, full coverage, you know, I mean, little balms, CC creams. So I'm just going to pick my favorite. I am definitely a full coverage girl. However, I'm starting to try out because I love the look and the feel, and it's kind of a little trending to do a little more tinted moisturizers, beauty balms, you know, just that like skin is in right now. And so I want something with coverage, but that covers my age spots and stuff, but that will still feel a little more just glowy. But at the moment, I'm full coverage, and of the things I've tried out. I've tested a lot of foundation recently because I've been looking for one for my bridal makeup kit. So I think what is the favorite right now and what I have been using on my brides for the most part these days is the Makeup Forever, the HD Skin. And this is what I recommend to like everybody because it's super full coverage, but it's luminous. There's, you know, they have a few different lines. This one's my favorite. It is just amazing. I love it. Love how it feels on my skin, but it is definitely a full coverage foundation. I mentioned I was going to talk finishing powder as well. Similar to the Makeup Forever foundation, I also absolutely love the finishing powder version. I really like to get the Matte Velvet Skin. Even though I have a dry skin type, it's still velvety and it's not super drying on me, but it still is a matte formula. So it just is like very polished, and I just feel like it looks good, especially for like TV and, you know, me filming and everything. Now, I don't typically use it on me when I'm filming. But I use this on my clients a lot too. Correctors. So under eye correctors or like color concealers, basically. I gotta say, I used to think that the LA Girl ones were like my favorite, even above a lot of high-end ones. But after trying out the Huda Beauty, I gotta say, I think I love her faux filter correctors. They're so smooth. They blend out great. I love her powders too, but I still love my Laura Mercier. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Huda Beauty. I especially like the peach one, but you know, she has the whole Team Peach versus Team Pink, and I have a whole video on that too that I can link here for you as well. Okay, bronzer. How in the world, or I'm gonna just lump in contour and bronzer because I kind of use them interchangeably a lot. How do you choose a bronzer? I've only got the tiny little bit of it here and it's almost gone. I had depotted it because I was going to put it in a magnetic pan, but it didn't work out well. And that's the Benefit Hoola bronzer. I think it's just that classic, like the perfect shade powder. I mean, I have some cream ones I like and sticks, but this is just what I'm the most comfortable working in, and just I know how it's going to look on the skin. So it's like the most universal to me. So I think I would pick that as my top favorite pick. Blush. Oh, so blush is definitely the area I have been indulging in so much lately. I have a video out there called Battle of the Blushes. I tried a bunch of different ones. I've been buying it up like crazy. Very hard to choose. Between these two. Rare Beauty, I mean, this is just nothing beats her liquid blushes. If you know, you know. I mean, everybody knows, right? All the way. And my favorite shade is still the Hope one. It's just such a soft, pretty, delicate pink. And her liquid formula just is so like, it's glowy, but it's soft and it stays. It has such staying power. It's just, there's nothing like it. She is the OG of liquid blush. So that is my top pick for sure. That leaves highlight. Ooh, honestly, Ofra is my favorite highlight brand, but I don't think they're at Sephora. So let me think through what my highlight would be then. Okay, so I think if I had to pick one that is sold at Sephora, it'd be a liquid highlight, and that's the iconic London Illuminator. There's just nothing like these classic drops. I use it a lot for bridal makeup, more to give that glow just all over the skin, but you can definitely mix this on your hand and put your brush in it and use it as a glowing liquid highlight on the face too. Just gorgeous, so illuminating, and I just love the finish of it. And this shade is Blush, so it's a little more gold, like champagne, but you know, they have all different shades. So I think just kicking it back to the iconic London. All right, guys, that leaves lips. Oh my gosh, it's so hard. So hard. So hard to pick out. I mean, there's so many different lip products. So I'm like, do I pick a lip oil, a lipstick? I feel like with this one, there are so many different things. You've got lip liners, lip glosses, lipsticks, liquid lips, lip oils, lip treatments. So I think this one I will break down a little more because there's just, you can't pick just one lip product of all. I think lip line. So you guys know I'm a big Anastasia Beverly Hills person when it comes to my lips. So lip liner, you see me wear it all the time. I'm not wearing it today, but this is a similar shade. Dusty Rose is probably my favorite, but there's so many different lip liners that are my favorites. But this is usually my favorite color because it's, as it implies, dusty rose. It's kind of a rosy nude. It goes with both the nudes and the pinks, so it's just that perfect color. My favorite shade these days of lipstick, you guys have all been asking me in all my videos. I get so many questions. That is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Warm Peach. Definitely a favorite too. It's got just the right nude color. And then my favorite gloss, similarly, is the Anastasia, I keep saying her name all different ways, Beverly Hills Latte. So that's one of my favorite lip combos. I mean, my lips collection's out of control, but honestly, that is the Mac Daddy of it all. Lip oils, I've already showed you guys in that other video, I think is definitely, so far of what I've tried, the Summer Fridays lip oil. This was the shade Pink Cloud. All the way. It feels like glass on the skin, like I said before. And then a lip treatment, like, you know, like a nighttime treatment or like a lip mask, lip scrubs, like I'm kind of lump it all in that category. It would definitely be the Laneige. I love the sleep masks. So any of those really, I don't have a particular shade, but like Laneige all the way for treating the lips. I think that was everything on the face, right? But let's talk setting spray real quick. Again, so many favorites in this category, but I think the one that has won it is my recent purchase of the One Size Until Dawn Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray. This just fixes it in place, locks it down, and it doesn't budge. None of the others compare. Few are really, really good, but this one I think is definitely going to be my top favorite. Okay, let's talk hair real quick. I'm trying to think of like other, I probably am not going to do like a body category because there's not a lot I've done in body from Sephora. I'm kind of a Bath and Body Works person for the body. But we'll cover hair and fragrance, and then we'll call it a day. So hair, shampoos and conditioners have some favorites, but they're not at Sephora. So I think from what Sephora sells, you've seen me do Olaplex a lot, and so far that'd probably be my favorite pick. So the Bond Maintenance Shampoo number 4 and the Bond Maintenance Conditioner number 5. So I have a few like leave-in conditioners that I just routinely use all the time, but they're not at Sephora either. So I'm going to kind of lump it more as like a hair treatment in general. Hair oils, hair treatments. What would be my top pick? That would be this Amika. Love this stuff. This is the Multitask Repair Treatment. Absolutely love this brand. If I had to pick like, you know, styling or like helping with flyaways, the color Wow Dream Coat. Love to just spray it on and just kind of like tuck away all this fuzzy stuff, you know? And it's so amazing for like a quick spritz. So these are probably favorites from Sephora of hair, but I've got a lot of other ones I really want to try. And then the last thing of all is the fragrance. We already covered that in the other video. I'll repeat it again. That is the new Viktor & Rolf Flower Bomb Tiger Lily perfume. Love it. Lots of hints of coconut, mango, benzoin, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I've talked about this perfume so many times now till I'm blue in the face, so you should know it by now as my favorite, but I am ready to try some more. That's everything, guys, I think. What did you guys think? Do you agree with some of my top picks? Are you surprised by some of them? It would maybe be a little bit different video if I wasn't trying to pick them just for Sephora, because I definitely have some favorites that are above these that are not from Sephora, but I wanted to stick to Sephora because of the sale. So do you think you could do it? Could you pick just one in each category? Let me know some of your top favorites of everything. And let me know what you're picking up on the sale. I can't wait to hear. Remember, you Rouge people, do not take all my good stuff, all right? Don't sell it out. I'm gonna be mad at you. No, I wish you the best. And I'm pretty sure that after this sale, I am going to be a Rouge member after this, but it doesn't kick in until after I spend all the money. So anyway, so I will keep you posted as soon as I have my Sephora haul. I'll definitely be bringing it to you, and be prepared because it's gonna be a big one. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. Pop that subscribe if you want to see more of this. find more top picks. We cover a lot of beauty and bougie beauty here, and I do a lot of beauty boxes as well on the channel, spoilers, unboxings, and try-ons. So if you don't want to miss it all, you want to pop that subscribe and turn the notification bell on, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.